we have been fighting, the Republican Party has been fighting the proposed changes in the interstate at Interstate 10 as it connects to 12, because we believe the same things can be accomplished for about 10% of the $1 billion plus cost that's being proposed without the very lengthy delays in construction and limiting some parts of that interstate to 2 lanes and maybe even less. And before we go any further, I'd like to get Coleman, are you here, Coleman Brown? Just come up for a second and talk about,
yes, he's great.
We only have maybe 5 minutes, but we'll talk about
Coleman,
what we need to do regarding what's going on I-10, I-12.
There's going to be a meeting of the Federation of Civic Associations Thursday night at 7 o'clock at the main library in Goodwood. And so that's a good one for us to begin to find out. Fred Rayford has some traffic management plans that he's going to unveil along with Franklin Associates. So we'll find out a little bit more about some of the damage that's going to occur. But 6 years ago, we knew the DOTD's website, for at least 6 years, it's contained a website that said they were going to keep 3 lanes open in each direction, and we knew that was a physical impossibility from a construction point of view. So about 4 or 5 months ago, they started saying, okay, we're going to have 2 lanes open in each direction. And then just recently, someone from West Baton Rouge Parish posted something, some DOTD drawings that showed 1 lane coming into and out of the parish. It's what I call the cattle crossing at the Expressway Park. If y'all know where the 2 lanes exit Baton Rouge going to the old Newbridge, excuse me, they're going to convert that to 1 lane in and 1 lane out for maybe 2 years. So, you know, there's hurricanes. We haven't given up hurricanes, I don't think. So there's that. There's the military use of the interstate. There's just the EMS people. They're going to close or demolish 4 bridges in town, the 2 over the lakes, the 1 connecting South Downs and Valley Park.
It's insane.
They're going to, you know, redo the Acadian deal. They're going to eliminate the Perkins entrances and exits, and that has more traffic, by the way, than Acadian. So they're going to take that traffic and move it over to Acadian. There's 80 some odd percent, 82% I believe it is, of the 4.2 miles will be completely demolished and replaced. Okay? You know, they're still going to have the cars going over it. Sean Wilson compared this to be the big dig of the South. Well, let's hope not, because the big dig was only 1.2 miles, I believe, and it had no cars. They just went under some buildings, beside some buildings, and that was it. Here we've got 120,000 vehicles. So, you know, we'll find out Thursday night where they are, and then watch for some of our publications after that. Thank you. Yeah.
You mentioned 2 years, but in fact, the whole project is 20 plus years.
Well, that's the only thing that's really written down and signed by all parties, which is the Culture, Recreation, and Tourism, and them, and somebody else. I don't think I've seen anything else. And to Jay Darden's credit, about 3 years ago, he asked DOTD for an economic analysis as to what would happen to the city and parish, which is what we are here. And they never gave it to him, okay? So they never did. So anyhow, thank you.
Thank you, Coleman. And just to hit one more lick on that, just think of the bridges over the lakes, which are perfectly sound right now, structurally sound. Those are going to be removed and rebuilt. In fact, it's how many pilings in the whole thing are going to be removed?
Yeah. There's a total, excuse me, there's a total of 900, we counted, it's kind of hard to count and tell exactly, but about 960 columns. Well, DOTD on their website, they don't tell you that. They say 200 of them are going to remain. So that's when we went out there and counted them all up. So 200 will remain, there's 960 out there, so that means 760 columns are going to be demolished. Now, you don't just demolish a column, you demolish the foundation with it. If you all watch the crazy thing downtown at the library, you know, that's what they did. But anyhow, so then you're going to add on 25% more. So in essence, you're going to have about 1,000 columns total being demolished and rebuilt and added on to.
And what this is really going to do is shut down Baton Rouge. The project is up to 20 years in length. People concerned about the interstate, about traveling around this town, forget it under this plan. We're gonna be in gridlock. It's a very serious problem. And of course, a lot of people will be making a lot of money. It's a $1 billion plus project. The Chamber of Commerce has an alternative that basically solves the problem for about under $100 million.
Yeah, around $100 million. We can do virtually all west of the City Park Lakes and the Perkins and Acadian entrances for about $100 million. But if you want to get 95% 4 lanes, which keeps those bridges, basically, is the only 5%, then you could add another $100 million and do some more widening on the eastbound section when you cross the lakes, you know, over to
Now, the
College.
bidder, as I understand it, they awarded a contract for like $52 million, and then without bid, that same contractor is gonna get to build the rest of the billion, is that correct?
They're just rolling that contract right on into the $1.8 billion contract. That's the best way I can see it.
Our Metro Council, our legislature needs to be involved with this. And it's urgent because this is in the last stages.
We've asked
Very short.
We've asked the Joint Transportation Committee to please host a hearing. We've been asking them for 2 months now, and we're trying to meet with those members individually since they refused to have a hearing so far. So,
Coleman's been the voice in the wilderness now for years, probably at least 4 years, that I've been involved with him, going to meetings with Jay Gordon and others to try to alert people about what's going on. It's very serious for Baton Rouge economically. And of course, if this $1 billion is spent on this, you know, all these other projects that we have that are so desperately needed are not going to be built because it's all going into this.
Woody, I want to make an emphatic point about, because I talked with Coleman about this previously. He talked of 900 pillars. Now, picture a pillar, okay? It's not a post, right? It's these huge things. 900, okay, then 200 supposedly left. So at best, you're talking 700. How much concrete is one of those? Where is all that concrete going to go? Where's it going to be as they dismantle? And where is it going to go to? And then we're bringing in concrete trucks. They're kind of small, right? Quiet little trucks. And they're going to recreate these? I mean, 700.
Well, actually, it's 900, we think.
900.
There's another
That's
200
worse.
that won't be replaced, 900.
You gotta really, really think about that, and if they've got the roads narrowed down to 2 or whatever, how?
All right, so we're alerted once again to this problem, and